New into stock, we have a Kia Venga. It's a 1.4i EcoDynamics 16 valve 1 Air 5-door. 2012 on a 62 plate, one owner from new, low mileage, 36,800 I think, but I'll check it when we get in. MOT until the 23rd of August 2020. Road tax 6 months £68.75, 12 months is 125, so fairly cheap. And the fuel economy, urban 42.8, extra urban 55.8, and combined is 50.8, so economical too. 0 to 60, 12.4 seconds, top speed of 104 miles per hour, and it's an 89 brake horsepower 16 valve engine. So I'll just show you around it. This is going to be probably a second car. 1.4, I'm not so sure whether it'd be suitable for a first car or a new driver, but second car, or perhaps suit an older person. I do know the power steering is very, very light indeed from driving it up here, but I'll just show you around it. As I say, it's a basic car, not too much to go wrong. Nicely finished, chrome grille. We've got the chrome light surrounds. The wheel trims look like alloys, but they're not, which curb them. Just put a new wheel trim on, so no problem. They've now decided to test the engines at Wharton, so if you can hear that, that's a jet engine. So matte black window surrounds. There's an integrated roof spoiler there, rear wash wipe, underneath there, just there, electric boot release, just put that in. 60/40 split rear seats. It's just started to throw it down now. It's rear load cover, and there's a hard boot floor. I find it strange that underneath the boot floor there's probably another 6 inches of room, but then there's a spare tyre. So you would think there'd perhaps be another cover over there, so that if you did put any stuff in there, you wouldn't smell like an old Michelin when you get the stuff out. I'll just show you in the back. So quite a lot of room in the back here. I have to apologise for the camera shot. It's lashing down today, so my camera is under a tree about 20 foot away. 3 inertia reel rear seat belts, the Isofix child seat anchor points in the back here. It's charcoal grey cloth, and then a light pattern grey material in the centre. Just ordinary wind-up windows in the back here, and as I've said on many occasions, electric windows in the back are a waste of money. They eventually go wrong because nobody ever uses them, and they just seize up, and you replace them at 350 quid a pop just to have them seize up again in another couple of years. So I'd rather have wind-up rear windows in the back, less to go wrong. We've also got here a rear armrest. That's where I would normally sit. I've not moved the seat in this, and the good thing is with it being a little bit higher, you get more leg room going down that way rather than sitting out with your legs out like so. So I'm quite comfortable. There's an airbag there in the B pillar as well. Nice little car, nice and clean in the back. This is just as it's come in. Lance hasn't given it the treatment yet, so I expect it to be like new when he's finished it. And I'll just take you for a ride. Off we go. Nice little 5-door car, 2 remote keys there, proper blade. If I can just find the ignition. There we go. Foot on the clutch. And there we go, start up. Okay, service history. Now then, I looked at this service history before, and the other day I was in Starbucks. I went for a drink, and they give the kids there, they give them colouring in pages, colouring in books, and some crayons. And there's a kid there, and he's only I don't know how old he was, but he was only young, and he colouring all over the place, and none of it's going within the lines there. And I thought to myself, that kid's going to end up being a service receptionist when he grows up. And then I thought, no, well, that's probably a bit unfair, really, because you could put him in a dealership now and he'd do a better job than 90% of the service receptionists. And the reason I say that is because virtually every single day we come across service books with invoice numbers written where the date should be, mileage is where the invoice numbers should be, and so on and so forth. And it just makes the job hard. Stamps are upside down, they're in the wrong place, they're stamped in the wrong place. We had a car the other day that had been MOT'd, and they'd MOT'd it at 790,000 miles. Now, bearing in mind that you have to key 790,000 in, it comes up on your screen, and then you have to press enter. So you have to press 2 noughts more than you're meant to, and then confirm it. But the amount of work that it takes to get that put right by trying to write to the Ministry of Transport and show that it had only done, you know, that the guy would have had to have done 720,000 miles in 12 months in order for that stamp to be accurate. So there's all those things, and then they forget to stamp them. So we're ringing up all the time, just trying to do our job properly and make sure that the car has not been clocked, it has been serviced. They've not just got a mate there that's just stamped the book for them, or even worse these days, they've not just bought a stamp off eBay and made it up themselves. So here we go. You'll see where I'm going with this in a second if you haven't switched off yet. So, first maintenance service. Completed 11,508 miles, 1st of 9, 2014, job number, so on, at Chapel House Motor Company, Canal Street, St Helens, Wigan. Then we switched over the page to the second maintenance service, and wow, it's not done any miles in 12 months. There's no date on it, no mileage. Oh right, it's Chapel House. So he's stamped the wrong bit there, realised, gone over there, and then when they've come to stamp it again, what he could have done, dead easy. 12 months goes by, goes into the service department. It's a different bloke. No doubt they've been down the zoo and got another chimp. So here we go. They could have just altered that there, perhaps initialed it, perhaps even Tipexed it. It would have still been kind of a red flag to us. We would have still found up about it just to make sure the mileage was correct. But no, they didn't. So the third service is now where the second, or the second service is now where the third service should be, and there's nothing in the second service. So this car's got a proper service history from Chapel House Motors. Unfortunately, like Eric Morecambe says, all the right notes, but not necessarily in the right order. It's the same here. It's got a service history, but not necessarily in the right order. So here we go. On the 6th of the 10th, 2015, at 18,196 miles, Chapel House Motor Company there again. So that was probably really the second service. Who knows? Fourth service, for reasons known best to themselves, they've gone back to the same Chapel House garage here that now let's see, looks like yet another different service advisor again. Once they've trained him up, he's obviously gone on to bigger and better things. So here we go again. 22nd of the 8th, 2016, 22,767 miles, Chapel House. And then, thank goodness, we've taken it to Northwest Autocare. 36,840, 12th of 9th, 2019, Northwest Autocare. That's the garage we use. And we've also got some invoices here for tyres, which we've not redacted yet, and MOTs. So I'll just take you for a ride in it. There we go, start it. We've got air conditioning, the air conditioning is working fine. As I say, we've got wind up rear windows. So if you've got any if you've got any kids don't seem to like playing with wind up windows as much as they do with electric windows up and down. So nice nippy little car. 1.4, it's quite a big engine really for this, and for a low mileage car. Having said that, Northwest Autocare has probably checked the wipers, so the wiper blades are good. Horrid day in the UK today. It's that fine drizzle that soaks you through, so it's not particularly pleasant. I'm not particularly in a good mood, and but fortunately I'm inside the car now rather than spend the last 2 hours outside getting soaked. So let's see, have we got? Yes, we have. I'll just check it here when we pull up. Yeah, this car's coming now anyway, so thank you. So there we go. We've got height and reach adjustable steering wheel. That's never been moved, I don't think. Never been moved. Set from the day they got it, and then I'm the next person to move it 7 years later. Or really nice gearbox. Good road holding. Got height adjustable seat here. We can pump it up and down like so. And here we go. That's so switch in the middle, knock it over from the right to the left, and then the joystick kind of thing is on the outside. So that works. Yep, that works. So all the windows work. Just check the washers, that's working fine as well. So we've used Northwest Autocare for 20 years. They've never let us down yet, I don't think. So should we go up the outside here? It's not geared for fantastic performance, but it's nice and steady. Got a CD radio there. Also got down here in the center console a power socket and USB and auxiliary, and that will also the USB socket also serves for an iPod connection or iPhone. Got nice big cup holders here, bottle holders, and then another 2 cup holders there, and a cubby hole. Multifunction steering wheel that just looks like volume control. Also a mute switch. That will probably be channel change, but it could also be. Yeah, it's telling me when to change gear there, change up to 5th. I can't see what that's doing, if anything. That changes the band, I think. I don't know what that's doing. Oh, there we go. That's actually changing some stuff there. You can fiddle about with your radio from there. Indicators here on the left, which also doubles as your headlamps and fog lamp switch. On the right, your wipers. I didn't check the rear wash wiper, let's just check that. Yeah, that's squirting and wiping, that's all good too. And we've got a petrol flap release here. The petrol flap's on that side according to that. So you've got a release down here as well. It's so quiet you can't tell it's ticking over. Just checking I've not stalled. Nice little car, as I say, it'd be an ideal second car. You could fit 3 children in the back. You could probably fit, to push 3 adults, certainly 2 adults. The seats are high enough at the back. It's finished in silver with this charcoal cloth and grey pattern. We'll see what it's like on the motorway. It's only a tiny car, but one thing with cars with when their engines are a little bit bigger, I mean we're in 5th there. I really want to change into 6th there, but you know, this is probably just geared for around town. It wants to go. 60 miles an hour, let's just... Yeah, we're away. Oops, now I'm going too fast, so we're doing 70 miles an hour, just over 3,000 revs, which isn't, it's not too bad really, it's pretty quiet. There's no noise, it's not too bumpy. This is quite a good stretch of motorway to be fair, so there we go, and it's throwing it down and it's windy today. So it's all good. So we've got a fair amount of room in the boot there. You can put the back seats down. If it was mine, then I'd get a piece of hardboard cut or something, put it over the spare wheel, and then that gives you another kind of 6-inch loading space. In fact, I'd probably do away with the flat board, or put the flat board in the garage and just use that. I must apologise for that camera as well. My stock of GoPros has been severely depleted just recently, and there's probably a new GoPro coming out this month. So rather than just replace 2 that I need, I'm waiting for the new GoPro 8 to come out, and then I'll get 2 new ones of those. So this camera here is my DJI Osmo Pocket, and it's got a narrower field of view, so unfortunately I'll look closer to you than I would normally, and I can only apologise for that. Lights changed. Yeah, Connor's nice and cool today. Right, come on, get out of the way. The gearbox is really, really nice, I've got to say, for a little car. If this guy turns right up here, I'm going to shoot myself. He's certainly picked his lane early enough. No, he's just a shit driver. But at least we can go uphill without being behind him. Nice steering, just try and get it a bit faster for this. Right, left. There we go. That's CTU calling. Obviously got a mission for me. Oh, that's lovely. No knocks, as I say. It's been into Northwest Autocare for a service, so I would be very, very disappointed if I found anything that they hadn't. So I think that's far enough. Not a whole load of gadgets on this car, so no need to go too far in order to get everything in. So what I would ask you to do is, if these test drives that we do are of any benefit to you, probably enjoy. I was going to say, if you enjoy watching them, that enjoy is probably a bit too strong, but if you watch them to pass the time, then please like and subscribe, click the bell, then you'll get notified when the next new video comes out, which normally every 1 or 2 days. And have a look in our shop. We've got a kind of a petrol head shop, everything for motorists. You can get spares, you can arrange insurance, you can arrange finance, you can get a part exchange price for your car, a cash purchase price for your car from We Buy Any Car. All sorts of clothes, gadgets, GoPros, DJI, Insta360 cameras. There's links to everything there. We will get, if you click on a link and you buy something, we will get a small commission, but honestly, it won't be enough to keep me in GoPros, so you won't be making us rich. But thanks for watching, and hopefully you keep coming back. Thank you. See you in the next video. Seeing as we're doing, this is a 50-mile-an-hour stretch and we're doing 30 miles an hour. They're all out today.